Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Governor Eddie Calvo is giving his State of the Island address in the historic Congressional Building, and Nick Delgado joins us live from downtown.
A local advocacy group is hoping to prevent the construction of the live fire training range in Jigo. Issa Baza will have that story.
And we're also going to take you down to Umatic for the reenactment of the landing of Magellan. Hafa and welcome back to the week, everybody. We start tonight's show with history in the making, as Governor Eddie Calvo is delivering his annual speech to the island's leadership and the community at large, in which we hear he'll be making several big announcements with large ramifications for our island way of life. But this year's State of the Island address is also significant in that it is Calvo's first in the Guam Congress Building since its much overdue renovation.
So with the venue now set and the agenda being discussed, we bring in our Nick Delgado, who's stationed downtown covering the details of the chief executive's speech. Hi, Nick.
Bree and Jay, so I'm told the governor will make a big announcement tonight regarding our relationship with the federal government. The details we will just have to listen in. The stage is set and the governor is inside the session hall greeting the dignitaries for his 7th State of the Island address here in Hagåtña tonight. Guests that, of course, include the First Lady, the Lieutenant Governor, Archbishop Michael Burns, and others, plus island senators. More than 100 are estimated to be inside for this event. It's the first time Governor Eddie Calvo is addressing the territory inside the historic Congressional Building since its renovation. Governor Calvo is set to discuss an array of topics and issues impacting the island. He, of course, will touch on the key areas of public safety, healthcare, and education. We do know he will also focus on the progression of our island with a plan we are told that does not include the military buildup. Governor Calvo also speak on the rebuilding of our capital city here in Hagåtña, plus that major announcement we were talking about that deals with the relationship our territory has with the feds. It was in 2015, Calvo expressed his plans to take the federal government to court to hold them accountable on multiple federal issues and unfunded mandates. Now, some important security measures are in place down here. Earlier, the airport's K-9 units conducted a sweep of the entire building, clearing the possibility of any potential threat. Also, drivers passing through the area may notice partial road closures during the address. There will be limited road access between the Cathedral Basilica and the Congressional Building. We will bring you more from tonight's address, plus reaction, all that and more on KUAM.com and on KUAM's news apps. From Hagåtña, the Guam's News Network, Guahusi, Nick Delgado, back to you.
All right, Nick, well done, and enjoy yourself down there in what's expected to be a very, very lively address. And you want to make sure, as he said, to check out our Facebook page. Our friends at AdLoop are live streaming the governor's address on YouTube, so we've shared that post, and we'll also have Nick's recap of the address and reactions as soon as the governor is finished.
One of the topics the governor may discuss is the military buildup, and with the Department of Defense identifying Reptilian as its next spot for a live fire training range, a local advocacy group is campaigning to stop the range's construction before it's too late. Issa Baza has more.
The more people that speak out, the more we can protect our endangered species. It's not too late.
Local direct action group Protehila Texan, or Save Reptilian, isn't backing down with efforts to prevent the construction of a live fire training range in northern Guam. The group recently started a petition they hope will dissuade elected officials from signing the Integrated National Resource Management Plan, which is up for re-signing this year.
And we're urging them not to sign this document if it entails the construction of a live fire training range complex over at Anderson Air Force Base.
According to Save Reptilian organizer Sabina Perez, the proposed firing range would have destructive effects on Guam's cultural ancestral sites that date back 3,500 years, the island's aquifer, and its endangered species.
So one of them is known as the Hudson Logwood tree. It's there's only 30, about 30 of these trees in the world, and they only exist on Guam and Rota. There's only one mature tree on Guam, and it's standing in close proximity to the largest of the firing ranges that they plan to build.
She adds the mother tree has the potential to provide seedlings that could regenerate the species.
So I don't think she can withstand a firing range with 6.7 million bullets being fired annually.
Another concern raised by organizer Joni Kerr is that insulation of the firing range would limit public access to the area.
People won't be able to go and visit these sites. There are families who have family members who are buried on this land. These are original landowners as well, who have been almost continuously protesting the military's presence and the military's lack of proper compensation for taking away their land.
The group calls the proposed construction of the Ritidian Range an environmental injustice, and they're asking the community to support the cause by signing an online petition directed at Governor Eddie Bosley-Calvo and Congresswoman Madeline Bordalio. You can also learn more about the group by emailing save.ritidian@gmail.com. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Issa Baza.
And we got another story for you with ties related to Guam's relationship with Uncle Sam, as the group Independence Guahan today did announce its opposition to the passage of a legislative resolution that recognizes the We the People project for advancing voting rights for the people of Guam and other U.S. territories. Now, although Independence Guahan recognizes the legal action seeks to remedy an injustice, it ignores and does not mention the greater injustice, which is continued colonization. Quoting that group, "Our people, not the court, should be allowed to determine the kind of relationship we want with the United States," end quote. Independence Guahan urges senators to hear more from the community on the issue before making a decision on the resolution, citing the fact that according to the committee report, no one attended the public hearing on the resolution, and the only testimony included in the committee report were a pair of articles by the president of the We the People project. The author of the resolution is Senator Michael San Nicolas.
Superintendent John Fernandez could return to work as soon as Wednesday. A Guam Education Board meeting scheduled for tomorrow afternoon is expected to impact his final decision. While board members have been meeting with the superintendent to discuss his proposed reinstatement, there are lingering issues relative to his contract and attorney fees that can only be resolved through a formal vote. A special GEB meeting is scheduled for 4 o'clock in the afternoon at CL Taichino Elementary School tomorrow. Member Ron McNinch says he's very confident the parties will find resolution during the meeting, as 4 of the 7 GEB members are already in substantial agreement with Fernandez. Meanwhile, his 2-week administrative leave officially ends tomorrow.
Former Police Colonel Mark Charfers will make his first appearance before the Civil Service Commission Tuesday. Earlier this month, Charfers appealed his demotion and then termination from the force. Those actions follow an administrative investigation into his conduct at an Agate home last Christmas Eve after police responded to a report of fireworks. The hearing is scheduled to start at 2 in the afternoon.
After a public scolding by Speaker B.J. Cruz about his failure to speak up on key issues, the Guam Chamber of Commerce has responded with this so-called white paper on what it believes the government's priorities should be. Nestor Lecanto reports.
At the February general membership meeting, the speaker openly criticized the chamber for not being more vocal about controversial topics such as government pay raises and health insurance. But Chairman Bobby Shringy defended the group.
The chamber has always been a very vocal organization. We've always had a firm responsibility and belief to our membership, which is over 400 business organizations on Guam that employ, by the way, well over 40,000 employees.
Still, the chamber released a 3-page letter to Cruz explaining its position on a variety of issues. It expressed opposition to tax hikes, raised caution over increasing the minimum wage, and supported the privatization and outsourcing of government services. But most of all,
I mean, government spending and is always going to be the most important, because it not only impacts the business community directly, but it impacts every taxpayer.
The so-called white paper also urged the government to become more business-friendly and focus on stimulating economic activity that will expand the local tax base. Shringy hopes that if it wasn't clear before, it is now.
So what we're hoping is this general position is sort of general, once again, white paper, at least gives an idea when such issues are on the table. What's the chamber's perspective? What is the private sector's view on this? We're hoping that, if anything, what this would do is create more dialogue.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
All right, everyone, we are going to take a break, but please stay tuned. We are back right after this.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming, KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Do you want to get discounts at local restaurants like Lone Star, CPK, Capricciosa, Delmonico Kitchen and Bar, Manhattan Steakhouse, Tony Roma's, and lots more? What about 25% off on all natural and organic items at Payless Supermarkets daily? It's all part of Guam's largest rewards club, the Calvo's Lifestyle Club. Join today for free as an added benefit to being a Calvo's Insurance customer. Just show your Lifestyle Club card at over 50 of our rewards partners to start saving more. It's just one of the ways Calvo's Insurance helps you live a better lifestyle.
Hi, I'm interested in one of your new Samsung devices.
I've got just the one for you.
We opened our online store, upgraded our website, and increased our call center to better serve customers.
Yeah! What do you think?
Solid.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
Hey, smart spenders. Shell's Buy Food, Get Fuel promo is back. And this time, Shell's giving away grocery coupons too. Shell has partnered up with Cost You Less and Island Fresh to help you save. Spend $30 at any Cost You Less or Island Fresh and receive coupons for $5 off of your next $30 fuel purchase at any Shell station, or purchase $30 of fuel at Shell and receive a coupon for $5 off any $75 Cost You Less or Island Fresh store purchase. Visit Shell, Cost You Less, or Island Fresh today and start stacking on savings. Some conditions apply. See stores for details.
Everyone loves Taco Bell's iconic Crunch Wrap, and once again, we're taking that love to new heights. The one that got away is back in a big way. The bigger, beefier, triple-double Crunch Wrap. Only at Taco Bell.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Welcome back to Primetime. It may be Mes Chamorro, but today is Guam History and Chamorro Heritage Day.
And with more on the celebration, we check in with Isa Baza, who is down in Umatic.
Bree and Jason, it's one big celebration here for Mes Chamorro and Chamorro History and Cultural Heritage Day. And I'm here with cultural instructor Ray Lujan. So, Mr. Lujan, can you tell us a little bit about today's reenactment ceremony of Magellan's Landing?
What is an Afidi? A little bit about our story that happens here every year in Umatan is a story that it's kind of a dark day for us, but it led to so many great things. In 1521, when Magellan landed on Guam in Umatan, there was just a cultural misunderstanding, and it's from our idea of Sinsulu we give to you and you in return give to us. So this entire story is about the simple life that the Chamorros had before our Spanish conquerors came, and then just out of nowhere, just the regular day, it just was interrupted, and that interruption caused 300 years of colonialism. We became part of us became Spanish, so a lot of people get that kind of confused because they think we're Spanish, but we actually just borrowed from the Spanish, the way that every Pacific culture does. And this particular story we teach to our students because of that belief in reciprocity. We give back, and then what we gave to the Spanish, and then they took from us. And it's a story that again is kind of a dark day for us, but in light of all the things that have happened since, it has created such a renaissance of the Chamorro culture and everybody wanting to be Chamorro. It's something that we inspire to give our students, to give our children, and continue to give them every single year.
Okay, thank you so much. So, of course, this was an hour-long reenactment ceremony, and while that initial misunderstanding did lead to the pillaging of Chamorro villages, it has led to a blending of cultures, and it's an integral part of our history because it brought us to where we are today. And, of course, if you missed out on tonight's or on today's reenactment ceremony, you can always come down to Umatic. They'll be celebrating all throughout the night Bree and Jason, back to you.
Thanks, Lisa, for that report. And of course, we also recorded today's festivities, and look out for that on TV1 and GNN. In other news, 5 people were pulled to safety after their boat capsized on the Hagåtña Marina Channel Saturday night. Guam Fire Department spokesperson Kevin Riley says GFD was called around 7:30 p.m. Only one passenger required transport to GMH for lacerations and abrasions. The U.S. Coast Guard was also seen to assist with the recovery of passengers.
Well, if you saw fire trucks in Tejan Sunday, no need to be alarmed. It was just an exercise. GFD confirms the firefighters put their skills to the test in a multi-story simulated fire. The exercise took place at the old 911 Center building, with units from the Tamuning, Barragata, and Dedito precincts participating.
Lawyer and former Senator Bob Klitsky is calling on AG Elizabeth Barrett Anderson to investigate what he calls, quote, questionable facts and circumstances surrounding the declaration of deed restriction for the Redemptorist Mater Seminary in Hagåtña. Calling it a big mess, he raised concern at the way individuals from the AG's office and the Department of Land Management handled the matter regarding the seminary.
The Registrar of Titles, Andrew Santos, screwed up the certificates of title really badly. And I think anyone who was familiar with it was wondering, was it nonfeasance, misfeasance, or malfeasance? The Attorney General, to the best of my knowledge, never inquired into that matter. It's a serious matter because that real property was worth between $40 and $75 million.
Klitsky hopes that a review by AG Barrett Anderson could help shed light on what happened, why it happened, and who, if anyone, is responsible.
Well, dozens of members of the Concerned Catholics of Guam and the Laity Forward movement picketed for the 33rd consecutive week in front of the cathedral on Sunday morning. The message was simple and direct. Defrock Archbishop Anthony Aparon. He stands accused of molesting at least 4 former agate altar boys and is currently undergoing a canonical trial in Rome, but was last seen in the state of California earlier this year.
Here's a sweet deal for everyone. This Tuesday is National Pancake Day. So in celebration, both IHOP locations on Guam have a special deal going on that will ultimately benefit our athletes competing in the Special Olympics. Now, here's how it works. For every monetary donation given for this specific event at either the Tamuning or Tumon IHOP tomorrow, you in turn will get a free short stack of pancakes.
Our national charity for IHOP is Children's Miracle Network, but we gave a special request this year that we would switch over to a local charity where all of the money that we're raising over the next couple of days in through Tuesday stays here in Guam and represents our special athletes here.
Again, 100% of the money collected tomorrow will go towards Special Olympics Guam.
Well, we are going to show you your island weather, but we do have some melancholy news to pass along to you as our island is mourning the loss of Master Suruhana and centenarian Josefa Certeza of Agate. The traditional classical healer, which is known as Zoanti in Chamorro, but Suruhana in Spanish, passed away peacefully on Sunday night. Lovingly known as Tenpai, she celebrated her 100th birthday just last November. Her grandson Joseph asked the public to memorialize her life by giving back to the senior citizen centers as well as those organizations that promote traditional healing. Quote, "It's phenomenal that a woman like her could live to be 100 and be able to share so much through her role in our community as a traditional leader," he said. Rosaries are being said in the PD Church at 6 p.m.
She was really such a sweet lady. You know, we interviewed her several years back for the Tatamona Tales, and so she's just a really nice woman. So our condolences to her and her family.
Yes.
Stay tuned. Sports is next, but first year's weather.
I prepare, I train through strength, determination, and focus. You can overcome anything because every step, every move brings you closer to your goals. This is what makes you and alpha.
Get more during our spring clearance event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Inherit that go-anywhere attitude with the legendary rugged Jeep Wrangler 4x4 of the decade. For a limited time only, enjoy savings of $2,500 off. Or go beast mode and save up to $5,000 off Ram trucks, voted Guam's best 2 years in a row. Plus, well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing. Get to Cars Plus today for quick and easy financing during our spring clearance event. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Everyone loves Taco Bell's iconic Crunch Wrap, and once again, we're taking that love to new heights. The one that got away is back in a big way. The bigger, beefier, triple-double Crunch Wrap. Only at Taco Bell.
I just picked up the cake for the baby shower.
Yay! You know she's having a boy, right?
Oh boy.
Buick now has an SUV for that. Introducing the new Buick Encore.
I knew I could trust you guys with the cake. No problem. That was close.
One of 3 luxury SUVs from the new Buick.
Buick celebrates March Madness. Get a sweet 16% below MSRP on select 2017 Buick SUVs in stock. That's over $4,400 on this 2017 Encore.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Today, Guam. Chris Barnett with KUAM Sports, proudly brought to you by Triple J. The road to the IIAG Boys Basketball Finals continues, or as we say at Mess tomorrow, Boys Boomasketball, as the JFK Islanders go Central and face the Father Duenas Friars in Mungie Town.
Friar bench not too happy with the officiating. Refs, they get no love, I tell you. Kyle Gaitan, key acquisition for FD, goes down hard here. But DeAndre Cruz, right place, right time for the soft touch. Cruz would finish with 18 points. Islanders, defending champs, point man Alshea Grape, dish like Nanas China, fine. The big man Han, JFK looking good early. Tomas Calvo to Leon Shimizu to Gaitan. Backsies to Shimizu. Shot tough like stewing chicken. Shimizu, 10 points, 2 steals on the night. JFK turning up the heat of the Phoenix Center off the Calvo free throw miss. Gaitan, banks closed for Discovery Day. Shimizu kicks it out to Cruz. Cruising in JFK's Han. Thou shalt not pass. Han grabs the board out to Grape on the fast break. Up, down, left, right, AB, spin move. Banks closed for JFK 2, but Han trailing, able to deposit and one. FD now, Shimizu to Gaitan, Rain Man, playing hooky shot. JFK timeout, trailing by 10 with a minute to go in the half. Islanders trying to deal with the maroon hustle. FD looking to move on to the semis. Play ball. Friars putting the D in FD. Gaitan, we will block you. Gaitan, 19 points on the night. He gets the long pass here, trying to beat the buzzer. Shot is like fabric softener, bounce, and good. Guess what? Friars win at home, 68-43, pulling away from JFK in the second half. FD will face the tough defense of Simon Sanchez tomorrow night at the Phoenix Center. Sanchez, though, winning big, 67-34 over Southern. Other quarterfinal results: St. Paul Warriors 73, Ukadu Bulldogs 55, and Guam High beats St. John's 57-46 behind 18 points from Juan King and 22 rebounds from Khalid Volius. The 8th annual Paddles Against Cancer benefit race yesterday at Matapang Beach, bringing together dozens of businesses and community organizations for a day of fun and paddling in the sun, the hot sun. The event raising funds for the American Cancer Society and Relay for Life being held on May 26th. Teams paddling harder than your principal back in the day for bragging rights and for a great cause. A barbecue competition also held, ensuring no one went hungry that day, not even our cameramen. All right, IIAG Boys Basketball semis tomorrow, 6 p.m. Guam High at St. Paul and Simon Sanchez. Remember, they made it to the finals last year at Father Duenas in Manilao. Hey, programming note, we'll be bringing you the boys basketball finals Friday, TV 1 on Docomo. Okay, that's at 7 p.m. with the KUAM sports team, my boy Andy Wheeler, and he's going to jump in the mix, so that's something to look forward to. On behalf of our vacationing Dave Delgado, my name's Chris. You keep on shining, Guam. Adios!
take on any road with intuitive all-wheel drive. The Nissan Rogue, Murano, and Pathfinder.
This is pollock, and this is pollock, but they're totally different. One is pollock South Dakota, and the other is real wild-caught Alaska pollock from a certified sustainable fishery. And that's the pollock you'll find in the McDonald's filet of fish. So, no matter where you are, you can always get real fish caught sustainably from here. So let's review. This is that one place called pollock, this is real wild-caught Alaska pollock, and this is who can bring it all together, sourced from a sustainable fishery. And it's delicious.
Hey, smart spenders. Shell's Buy Food, Get Fuel promo is back. And this time, Shell's giving away grocery coupons too. Shell has partnered up with Cost You Less and Island Fresh to help you save. Spend $30 at any Cost You Less or Island Fresh and receive coupons for $5 off of your next $30 fuel purchase at any Shell station, or purchase $30 of fuel at Shell and receive a coupon for $5 off any $75 Cost You Less or Island Fresh store purchase. Visit Shell, Cost You Less, or Island Fresh today and start stacking on savings. Some conditions apply. See stores for details.
A love of community is one of Triple J's deepest values. With every vehicle purchased from our dealerships, we give back to American Cancer Society and Guam Cancer Care to support the research and care that saves lives. We're committed to our community and placing priority on the people who've helped us prosper. Because we know that when we work together hand in hand to improve lives, you can feel good about doing business with us. Triple J, customers first.
Well, everybody, if you think the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club is an easy thing to do, you have no idea, but it is a labor of love. So we proceed and we say happy birthday to Mike Jr. Guzman. Happy 8th birthday, young man. This comes from your entire family.
Happy birthday to Al Jamar, AJ Sablon, coming from the whole Mangafa Macshot clan.
When your birthday shout out is in all caps, you know that is an awesome shout out. And Yvonne MG Blas gets love from her family.
Celebrating her birthday is Chanel Lene Hernandez and Adrian Hernandez. We love you both.
Very nice. And happy birthday to this lovely lady. This is Marie Garcia, who also blew up the candles today.
Happy birthday also to Sheena Marie Sablon Cruz from your hubby, James, your 3 boos, TJ, EJ, and SJ, and the whole family.
Nice. It is happy birthday, lucky number 7, to Landon Joseph Paulino. We hope you have a fantastic day, Landon.
And happy belated 31st birthday going out to Ansley Jermaine Tenorio Castro. AJ, many blessings your way. Love always, the familia.
All right, that is going to do it for the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club and for this newscast. But stay tuned. Cruising with KUAM is up next tonight. Riding in the KUAM Cruiser with our own Ken Quintanilla, Dr. Michael Bavacqua.
Right.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.
Triple J says yes. Check out our new and enhanced website at triplejguam.com. Get real-time view of every vehicle in our inventory, instant trade-in, plus easy financing. Triple J says yes. triplejguam.com.
Happy day. Hi, buenos. Happy day, sir. How are you today?
I'm Malik. Pretty good. Zahago. Let me remember. Let me see.
Okay, so hi everyone, I'm Ken Quintanilla and we're here with Dr. Michael Bavacqua for a very special Biba Mesh Chamorro edition of Cruising with KUAM. First, how are you doing today?
Oh, Malika, that's a little bit tired. I'm very happy to be here cruising with you.
Cool, and you know, a lot of people know about you, but I guess we'll get straight into it. We'll get to know the man behind the beard, as some would say. And I was looking at your background a little bit, and it shows that you have extensive studies in I saw in arts and literature, Micronesian and ethnic studies, and you also have a PhD degree, right? And you're currently an instructor of Chamorro studies at University of Guam?
Assistant professor of Chamorro language, Chamorro studies.
Okay, first, do I call you professor, doctor, senor, Mike? What do you go with?
I mean, in the tradition, most students call me senor. Some people, you can call me Dr. Maget if you want to. Right? Or as some people call me Magellan, you can just call me Magellan.
Magellan. And first, I'm just curious, you know, with all of this background that you have, what ultimately led you to focus your studies on this and ultimately make it a career of yours?
Oh, well, I have my grandparents. Tunjat Lujan, who was a master blacksmith, and then my grandmother, Elizabeth Flores Lujan. You know, growing up I didn't speak any Chamorro. I didn't really know much about Chamorro culture, but I always lived with my grandparents. And when I was a student at UOG, I was taking Spanish as my second language, and then one of my aunties teased me one day, and she said, "Miguel, that's really stupid. You're Chamorro. You should take Chamorro." And then I thought about it for a second. I thought, oh, maybe that's a better idea. I'll take Chamorro instead. And it changed everything, because I got really into it. And at first it was just asking my grandparents for help with my homework, sitting down with them and talking to them, listening to Johnny Sablon songs and trying to get them to help me translate it, listening to J.D. Crutch songs. And my grandma would always laugh and say, "He always sounds so sad. Why is he so sad?" But then it really helped me connect to them, because then I would hear their stories. And then I would take my grandmother to all of the funerals and all the parties, and I was like her chauffeur. And I would even chauffeur her Biha Brigade, her and her aunts and her sisters and her sister-in-law, and then that just really got me connected in a way that I had never felt for much of my life up until that point. And so it just made me realize that I come from something very exciting here. Our heritage as Chamorro people is very exciting, and all the people that talk about it, things dying or things being lost, it's important to remember that we can hold on and we can preserve whatever we want. If you love the Chamorro language, just use the Chamorro language. If you love parts of our culture, keep them alive, teach them.
Do you find it difficult to teach your students, teach this young generation, especially in light of some could say lack of resources or so much outside influence, and essentially just being this younger generation that don't necessarily grow up with the Chamorro language as much? Do you find it difficult to try to get your message across?
Well, one of the difficulties is just that it's hard to immerse yourself in the Chamorro language nowadays. Because even if you go to a place like Rhoda or something, a lot of people will, still speak English to you, even if they speak Chamorro to each other. And then what students find, though, is that, it's hard to really immerse yourself. Even for me, I've done interviews with people in their 80s and 90s, and I'll be speaking Chamorro to them the whole time, but they'll instinctively speak English to me because I'm younger than them, or because I don't look stereotypically Chamorro. And so that's part of the difficulty, is that over a couple generations since World War II, our elders have gotten used to speaking English to those younger than them. And so it's hard to learn it from them, because they got to kind of overcome their own obstacles to just speaking and using it with their children and their grandchildren. And so for me, that's because, there's nothing about the development of technology or changes in culture that means that the language has to die. There's ways that the language can be used to help the technology can be used to help keep the language alive. But what's different and what's wrong in our situation is that the elders just don't speak it to their children in significant enough numbers. And so if we wanted to save the Chamorro language, we don't need apps, we don't need curriculums, we don't need anything fancy like Rosetta Stones. All we need is that every person who can speak Chamorro makes sure that one person younger than them, or two would be even better, learns the language.
Little by little, right?
And that's all it'll take, and it's cheap. It doesn't cost anything. All it costs is you have to talk to your family members.
Triple J says yes. Check out our new and enhanced website at triplejguam.com. Get real-time view of every vehicle in our inventory, instant trade-in, plus easy financing. Triple J says yes. triplejguam.com.
The Down Syndrome Association of Guam exists to support families of individuals with Down syndrome. We're a group of parents who have children with Down syndrome and know the joys and challenges of raising them. For more information about the health, development, and education of a child or adult with Down syndrome, please contact Vicky Ariola at 472-6114.
Your love is like a fireplace. Your warm, sweet embrace. I want to see your face again. Your love is like a fireplace. Your warm, sweet embrace. I want to see your face again. Cause I'm caught up in the current of your love. And as we walk along the beach alone, to escape the wild stone, amplified by the musical tone, supplied by the John Dank Show. Supplied by the John Dank Show. Rockin' steady, I'm gonna put it on you. Are you ready? Caught up in the current of your love.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Get more during our spring clearance event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Now's a great time to meet the award-winning Hyundai lineup, all backed by Guam's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Like the fuel-efficient 2017 Hyundai Accent starting at the unbeatable price of $12,995. Or the redesigned 2017 Hyundai Elantra starting at just $16,995. How about the well-equipped 2017 Hyundai Tucson starting at $21,995? Get to Cars Plus today for quick and easy financing during our spring clearance event. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Triple J says yes. Check out our new and enhanced website at triplejguam.com. Get real-time view of every vehicle in our inventory, instant trade-in, plus easy financing. Triple J says yes. triplejguam.com.
I also saw that part of your efforts to, I guess, revitalize the language or keep it alive is you've helped translate certain works into Chamorro. I know you have a comic book, and then I saw you did some songs. Tell me a little about that.
And so part of it is that one reason why like the Chamorro language is having such a hard time now is because people who speak Chamorro like feel like the language is really small. Like the language can't say that much. Like Sus Tatfris, who started the program on Conversation on the radio on your what's it called? Your company, yeah, a long time ago. You know, he said we should have like a Chamorro talk show, and his producers, a lot of them told him that's never gonna work. You can't have a talk show in Chamorro because Chamorro is just for like making jokes or like, you know, like hitting on somebody at the bar. You know, you can't use Chamorro to talk about serious things. But Sus Chamorro persisted. He went through with it, and it was a huge success. And that's kind of the limitations that we deal with nowadays, is that a lot of Chamorro speakers and a lot of potential learners feel like we can't use Chamorro for the things around us in the world today. Like your average young Chamorro basically associates the Chamorro language with church, or with an angry elder, you know, with half-naked chant groups and dance groups, but they don't associate it with the things that they're probably passionate about, like memes, cat videos, Game of Thrones. I don't know if people still watch Pretty Little Liars or whatever's on Netflix, Orange is the New Black. All of those things that are shifting because we've become so much more invested in popular cultural forms, and we don't see Chamorro anything there. Like, this is one of the things that Chamorros really need to work on, and we see a lot of creative people working on it nowadays, is that we need things that reflect our values, our language, and our culture that you can watch on TV, that you can download from the internet. We got lots of music, but if you think about all the drama on a small island, our lives and our culture is perfect for soap operas. But other than the show Siha, which you can watch a couple episodes on Netflix, on YouTube, Chamorro's never made soap operas. Like, when you think about it, that would have been perfect. I sat next to my grandparents and watched The Young and the Restless for like decades, and the whole time it never occurred to me that it should be like a Chamorro language soap opera. I could watch this and Tun Jose and Tun Maria, and then Hadzigay Podvanesti, you know, oh, Idingamu, it's your twin. Oh no, Matutate si Stefano, you know.
I think it's safe to say the Chamorro culture has a lot of drama enough to make a soap opera.
Oh my goodness.
Very entertaining, right?
Oh, absolutely. And so that's the thing now. And so for me, what I've tried to do is basically take things which are not Chamorro at all in people's minds, and then expand the Chamorro language to include them. So like translating certain songs into Chamorro, translating manga comics. I did that for a while, translating manga comics into Chamorro. Even talking about nerdy, geeky things in Chamorro. Like part of this is necessity because I only speak to my children in Chamorro. So if we're watching Rogue One, a Star Wars story, I gotta talk to them about it in Chamorro. We can't switch to English. And so stormtroopers are Sindalun Pakzu, Star Wars is Geran Estredzas, you know, and then when we talk about Lord of the Rings, whether we talk about Star Trek, all of those things, we got to use the Chamorro language. And for me, it shows them that the Chamorro language isn't limited to the things which you only feel are super Chamorro, but it grows as we nurture it. So if we use it to talk about new things, or if we use it to talk about things that are adapting and influencing us, the language will grow with us. If we just say it's only supposed to be used for this tiny little bit right here, it'll die pretty quickly.
Triple J says yes. Check out our new and enhanced website at triplejguam.com. Get real-time view of every vehicle in our inventory, instant trade-in, plus easy financing. Triple J says yes. triplejguam.com.
Hi, I'm interested in one of your new Samsung devices.
I have the one just for you.
We're increasing the amount of 4G LTE data on our new rate plans, giving people more of what they want to do more of the things they want.
So what do you think?
Nice.
There's no place on Guam like Chuck E. Cheese's. It's tons of fun with so many games, and parties are a blast, where everyone has fun. Come and party at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam. Call and book your party today.
Only Pizza Hut lets you surround your favorite pizza with greatness. The one and only stuffed crust pizza tempts your taste buds with melted cheese stuffed inside that amazing crust. And at just $18.99 with one topping, the stuffed crust pizza is truly irresistible. So grab your slice of pizza perfection with cheesy goodness baked right into the crust. The stuffed crust pizza, just $18.99 with one topping. Only at Pizza Hut, the island's best.
Triple J says yes. Check out our new and enhanced website at triplejguam.com. Get real-time view of every vehicle in our inventory, instant trade-in, plus easy financing. Triple J says yes. triplejguam.com.
Tell me about this. You have a book and a comic, right? And those incorporate the Chamorro language as well?
Oh man, you know, if I wasn't a professor, I would totally be making comic books and writing stories, because these are
what is it called?
So this is a children's book that I wrote, and then my brother Jack, we published it. It's called Sumahi and the Carabao, and it's about my daughter and sort of her learning about different Carabao legends and Carabao stories from Chamorro history. And so, and then this one is Makana, which is like an action comic book.
What does Makana mean?
So Makana is a term that was used by ancient Chamorros to refer to kind of their spiritual religious leaders prior to Spanish colonization. And so they were the ones that could talk to the ancestral spirits. And, you know, there's some that say that they had magical powers, healing powers. And so in this comic, you see ancient warriors fighting with, because Makana, as it's used today, can sometimes mean a sorcerer or a wizard.
Okay.
And so we see this is a battle between two sorcerers, one of whom uses giant animals to fight with, and another uses elemental powers.
Oh, you definitely are incorporating it into fun things that people, I guess, who normally wouldn't be exposed to the Chamorro language to enjoy it in some sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you were speaking about your kids. You have two,
Mm-hmm.
and what are their names again?
There's Sumahi, Nihagahu, and Akli'i, Ilahihu. And
what are those things?
Sumahi it means when the moon is waxing. So it's I first heard that when I was trying to learn Chamorro, and I asked my grandmother, and I was having my grandmother translate. I felt so bad for my grandmother. She was going deaf, and I could barely understand the Chamorro language. And so we would both put our ears next to this old CD player trying to listen to Johnny Sablon songs. And so in the song Dalai Neni, there's a line, Ipilan Zengin Sumahi, Wahatristi Sumahinya. And so when it means, when the moon waxes, there is sadness in its waxing. And so my grandma always liked that line. And so when I had my first child, we decided to name her Sumahi after that. Akli'i means to have good vision, to have good eyes. And that's my boy who ironically wears glasses, even though he's quite young. He doesn't. I always tease him. Matsidhau Akli'i, you're blind, Akli'i.
And you're speaking about keeping the language alive, and from the minute you knew you were having kids, was it always a goal? I'm going to teach them Chamorro. I mean, some people don't even. You said you didn't grow up speaking it fluently, but it's easier, I'm assuming, when you're young, right, to learn the language.
Absolutely.
Was it always your intention? I'm going to make them speak Chamorro.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. As soon as I knew, it was like, this is going to be one of the things I'm going to do. Now, for me, it's not hard. It's because the thing is, if you're trying to learn to speak Chamorro, your uncles and your aunts can be very judgmental and critical. But the thing is, if you have children, it's a great chance to really push yourself in the language, because you can learn alongside your children in a way. And the biggest challenge that we face with the language right now is really just discomfort, nervousness. Some people call it the malau factor. Like, you don't want to look stupid in front of your relatives. You don't want them to tease you, because many people who try to learn Chamorro have the experience where somebody comes and says, "Ooh, what is that?"
How old are your kids?
My daughter is 9 and my son is 7.
I bet you they speak better Chamorro than a lot of people do. You think they speak better than you sometimes?
Oh no, I mean, this is part of the problem, is that my daughter speaks Chamorro and she understands Chamorro, but none of her cousins speak Chamorro, and none of the kids at school speak Chamorro, and so it's very isolating for them. And this is one reason why I take this very seriously, is that I want to help other people speak the language so that they can teach their kids, so that my children don't feel weird that they can speak. Because my daughter is almost, she's 9 going on 18, it seems like sometimes. And so she feels very weird about being able to speak Chamorro. And so if you come up to her and you try to speak to her in Chamorro, she'll shut down sometimes, because it's the politics of it are very strange for her, because this is a language that I speak with them, but then they just don't hear it in many other places.
Triple J says yes. Check out our new and enhanced website at triplejguam.com. Get real-time view of every vehicle in our inventory, instant trade-in, plus easy financing. Triple J says yes. triplejguam.com.
Smiling is a natural response to joy, happiness, and excitement. Your smile reveals a lot about who you are. A healthy, beautiful smile can brighten your appearance and be an invitation to conversation and friendship. It is often one of the first things people notice about you. Now, thanks to the advancements in dentistry, you can have the smile you have always wanted, giving you an improved smile that looks and feels great.
my silver fillings that I have, they're getting older in my mouth and I need to replace them. So I've started to do that, and I've replaced them with the white fillings, and I've had really great success with that. It looks good, they feel natural, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the bleaching. I want a white look all around my mouth.
Lying in a hospital bed in between cancer treatments and the pain. This scar reminds me every day of how close I came to losing my life to dipping. Baseball is my passion, but chewing tobacco is its evil twin. Stage 2 cancer by the time they caught it. 5 years ago, I almost died. This is not a success story of surviving cancer. I hope my testimony will stop you from starting or help you quit.
Are you ready to quit tobacco use? Call the Tobacco-Free Guam hotline at 1-800-QUIT-NOW or visit quitnow.net/Guam.
Tourism. It's our #1 industry. As Guam's largest employer, tourism supports 20,000 jobs. In fact, 1 out of every 3 jobs is tourism related. Annually, tourism generates over $150 million in tax revenue. Without it, every household would pay an additional $3,100 per year. From real estate to retail, tourism has a positive impact on every industry. Make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Support tourism.
Triple J says yes. Check out our new and enhanced website at triplejguam.com. Get real-time view of every vehicle in our inventory, instant trade-in, plus easy financing. Triple J says yes. triplejguam.com.
A lot of people know you about your efforts with the decolonization efforts. You're part of the Independence for Guam Task Force, and do you feel that for people who fight for these Chamorro rights, or try to be all Guam, as some people would say, do you feel that there's like a misconception or like a view that you guys, like a bad view you guys get from people, just in terms of defending the culture, the language, the people?
Sometimes, I mean, I think sometimes I'll get that. I mean, sometimes people will call me like a communist, like a racist, a nativist. I don't even know, a lot of random things.
How do you take that? Like, just because considering you live on Guam, and that's what basically Guam is about, and you feel that as more people get older, more cultures get immersed into Guam, that it's not just Chamorro anymore.
Oh, that's true. And I think in terms of decolonization, the effort should be multicultural. I mean, I don't believe that everyone should necessarily vote on a plebiscite, but everyone should be involved in the education and the discussion. And that's my personal belief, is that if you are from the United States and you live on Guam, your country has a history of its own independence, its own sort of decolonization. It has a history of sometimes supporting the freedom of others, sometimes not necessarily supporting the freedom of others. And your role here shouldn't be to destroy or like squash the movements for decolonization here. You should look and basically say, you know what? Our founding fathers did this hundreds of years ago. It was rough, it was difficult. We want to support you now. Just like people from the Philippines. People from the Philippines went fought for their independence, and they achieved it. And it's been a difficult road at times, but they are, a large nation right now, independent country, and they can look at the Chamorro struggle and basically say, Guam, the Marianas Islands, and the Philippines, we share a long history. We want to support you. We've been through this before. We have our own experiences. We want you to learn from those experiences, and we want to assist you in taking this big step. And so that's why the education is so important, because oftentimes this is a conversation which is only amongst certain Chamorros, right? But it shouldn't be. Others can definitely join and listen in and contribute. And it's better that way, because if for example, a bunch of decolonization activists get together and talk about this themselves but don't share it with anyone else, then it's easy to feel like others are being excluded. But if you kind of just lay it out there, and then you articulate, why is it that somebody from Palau the Philippines, from the US, from China, from Japan, should also support the struggle of the Chamorro people to achieve self-determination. I think most of them would agree and they would support it. Some might not, but I think the majority of them would basically say, you know, this is a great island. Chamorros are a great people. You know, we don't want to get in your way. We want to help you. I would hope that.
Do you know, you're so passionate about this, and I guess some would say devoted your life to it, right? For the rest of your life. Is there anyone you look up? I mean, you mentioned your grandparents, but is there anyone you look up to who kind of laid the groundwork for where you are today? I mean, a lot of people cite Angel Santos and all these other people, but is there anyone you look up to that has influenced how you perpetuate and promote the culture and the language?
And so, I mean, I definitely look up to, and I don't say this because he's my boss at UOG, Robert Underwood, because I've tried to read just about everything he's written. And he was, you know, he's somebody who he was making arguments 30 years ago, which then allow me to kind of make the arguments I make today. And then even looking before him, you know, the late Tony Palomo, who the museum will be named after. I used to spend time with him at the, you know, when the Guam Museum was homeless, sitting down and talking to him. And he inspired me in so many ways too, just like instilling in me like a love of hearing stories, connecting historical dots. And so those are two people, sort of off the top of my head, who really inspired me, who continue to inspire me. I mean, both of them, I think, were making arguments, along with others, which other people may not have accepted initially, but then eventually through education and through discussion, they did. I mean, Tony Palomo was one of the, prior to any cultural renaissance movement, he was somebody who was advocating that we should take away the Spanish or colonial names for streets and use the ancient numbers and the ancient months for them. He was saying that when we represent ourselves to tourists, we should promote what is really us, our colonial history, our ancient history. Now he was saying that when everyone else was saying we should just pretend we're Waikiki, or we should just pretend we're Las Vegas because we're worthless. We don't have anything of value. People will only come here if they think they're going to someplace else. But Tony Palomo in the 60s was arguing that. And, you know, that's, so to me, I find both of them, they're intelligent Chamorro men who strongly believed in sort of our people telling our stories. And so I definitely look up to them.
And, you know, those people you look up to, I'm assuming a lot of people look up to you as well. Would you ever, just throwing it out, would you ever consider running for public office?
No. Definitely not. I think I would suck at it. And definitely not how I would want to spend my time.
Do you feel that like lawmakers, they need a, I mean, I notice a lot of it, but we have a lot of new senators now in this new legislature. Do you feel that they need to incorporate more legislation or bills regarding the Chamorro language, Chamorro culture? I mean, I know they passed that bill to make the holiday. They even changed the name. It's no longer Discovery Day. Do you feel that there should be more efforts like that?
Oh, I absolutely think so. I mean, because it's really easy to kind of just think of Guam as where America's Day begins, but that's not really what makes us unique or interesting or special in the world. Sort of the Chamorro presence here is really what makes us unique and special. And so the more that we can do to not just promote that, but also preserve and protect that, sort of the better the island will be.
I think it's a perfect way to end this cruising. Thank you so much again, Magellan. I love those names, but thank you so much again for joining us for this cruising with KUAM. If people want more information or on how to take your class, how to just speak with you or just get insight from you, where can they reach you?
You can follow me on Facebook, or if you're interested in books or comics that me and my brothers make, you can go to theguambus.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much again. Really appreciate it. Bye, guys. Biba, Mesh Chamorro.
Biba.
Triple J says yes. Check out our new and enhanced website at triplejguam.com. Get real-time view of every vehicle in our inventory, instant trade-in, plus easy financing. Triple J says yes. triplejguam.com.
Pacific Extreme Combat is back on Saturday, March 25th. PXC's new bantamweight champion, Trevin 5-Star Jones, defends his belt against Filipino Team Lakay rising star, Stefan Loman. Plus, the Man of Steel, JJ the Superman Ambrose, faces off against Shuto World Champion Koshi Matsumoto for the lightweight championship belt of the PXC. PXC 56, presented by Miller Lite, IT&E, and the stations of KUAM. Also brought to you by these fine sponsors. Be a part of the action at the UOG Cowboy Fieldhouse. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. and the fight action starts at 7:30. Tickets on sale now at all Foodies locations, Anderson ITT, MWR, or online at tpiguam.com, with VIP tickets available online at tpiguam.com.